push to like last until the 18th minute and then attack, for example. So it's like you could say short passing, like how Pep does, and I can't stand his style of doing it, even though it does work most of the time. Um, I don't think you guys would have enough of those types of players, and even in Pep's system, which is predominantly, like you said, small short passes, and you hem teams in, so you create you force them into low blocks and then break it down.
Yeah. And the
You
thing is, well,
still
the thing is as well, naturally,
yeah,
yeah,
but hold on 1 second.
teams will go low blocks against Man City because of the expectation.
Yeah, I know the expectation, but also in Man City's system, one of the key players is Rodri. And Rodri is a player that spreads the play extremely well.
Yeah.
He picks up the ball and moves it from where he is to a wing to help isolate, to create those positions where you can overload one side, for example.
Mm.
So you still need those types of players. So then if I was gonna put a Gate in Rodri's position, it wouldn't work as well, wouldn't look as
Of
well.
course not. They're different profiles, isn't it?
So
And
if you go on.
no, I'm saying, yeah, they're different profiles of player. And yeah, it's true. I mean, Zubimendi could be that player as well to spray the ball from side to side. But
He would
there's
be a
not too
better
many
profile than
players.
Ugarte.
Say again?
He would be a better profile than Ugarte. But I don't
Yeah,
think you
but
necessarily need him.
they ain't been linked with him, have they? That's the problem.
Yeah, but then how can I put this? Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know if it's just because like I don't trust media in general.
Yeah.
I think half the links are just BS. Like
Mm.
90% of the links around Liverpool aren't most likely aren't true.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
One or
course,
two of them are probably true. Yeah.
of
A lot of it is agent talk or whatever. And it's highly likely that you would have been scouting certain players, and if it wasn't for the name of Man United and agents trying to push certain agendas,
Yeah.
no one would know anything.
Mm.
So it's possible that you have um, some profiles in mind for that, but to say that because Ugarte is the only one linked, that's the only kind of like profile you're going for.
Mm.
I don't know if that makes sense to say.
No, you
I
don't.
get
But
why you'd say it, but like if the plan that they had is to create the squad in the likeness that you envision,
mm,
I think you would need a different profile than Ugarte, for example.
I think for
I
us,
agree. I
I
agree.
think with us, we need progressive passes.
Mm.
We don't have any progressive passes in our team. And I
Yeah.
think why, like Gavin said earlier, why he wouldn't want a Rabiot. Because looking at Rabiot, he can break up play
Mm.
and to a certain extent move the ball forward, but he doesn't seem to do it enough.
Yeah.
And that's what kills his game, especially when he's on the edge of the box. How many times in the Euros should he have shot? Instead, he's looking for a pass out wide to Dembele,
Yeah.
or he's probably turned back or given it to somebody else.
Mm.
They've had to try and be the creator. So it's situations like that I think we suffer with a lot. And I think having players like Sancho back in the squad who will look for that sort of key pass for a right winger, because he does like to make those quite a neat and tidy passes and link up with the striker a lot. You need someone who's going to get the ball to him quick enough where he can at least have half a yard, because we all know that he doesn't have the confidence in his own pace to really beat a man, even though we've seen him do it a couple of times in pre-season. We've
Yeah.
seen him a couple of times for Dortmund, and yeah, we saw it do it a couple of times in the Champions League. It's
Well,
just
put it this way, yeah. Although I would love to come on here in a couple months' time and hear you guys raging about the team and that, I would say kind of like just be kind of more measured in your expectations of what the team is going to do this season.
I
Like
still think
be
So listen,
be excited about seeing something.
he's running scared. He's running scared.
Me,
You're running scared. You're running
I'm
scared.
running scared.
You're running scared.
Bear in mind,
Listen.
I've told you more than once, you're not finishing above Liverpool. So if you're putting yourself third, you're putting Liverpool second or first. That's the conversation. That's the confidence I have. Yeah, I'm gassed. Yeah, and we ain't even really done anything in the transfer window. So what I'm saying is this:
You
year,
man have made not one signing, yeah? Not one signing.
bear in mind
You've
what
got
I
man
just
like
said was
Darwin
not
Nunes.
coming.
You've got
Go
Darwin
on.
Nunes still in your front line. Yeah. Let me tell you
Yeah,
this now, yeah. If we get the signings that we're meant to, yeah, we are gonna finish above you guys.
you know, last season, yeah, funny stat. That was one of our highest scoring seasons. Shocking, isn't it?
What did you have to show for it? How many trophies?
Well, only one, but that's my whole point. What I said to you before was
Just checking, just
the
checking.
main thing that we have to sort out is defensive our defensive kind of like what would you call it? What's the word? Not formation. Like
Positioning?
how just how we defend during transitions
Yeah,
and in
yeah,
general, yeah.
yeah.
Just to like limit the amount of chances we're conceding because we're conceding far too many chances that we shouldn't be, yeah.
It
So that's the
starts with
main.
removing Trent from that right back.
Well, most of the chances didn't come from that position, but we can keep going. Even though I want him in midfield. Anyway, um, so because of those
I'm gonna start
situations,
calling you the Trent the Trent defender now. You know, the
bro,
Trent
you know
defender.
what it is? I defend the truth, you know. If it's the
Ah,
truth, I have to defend the truth. Remember, I've told you what I think Trent's biggest weakness is, right?
mm,
So then that's me saying, okay, I'm being like objective and saying I can see where I believe his best skill sets are. Yeah.
mm.
1v1 defending, I don't think that's anywhere near his best skill set. And I think it's one of his weakest attributes.
Mm.
But anyway, aside from Trent, if we limit the amount of goals we were conceding and chances we were conceding, we would have won far more games. We would have been more likely to become second or first. Yeah. That's one of the main things that Slot has to change.
Yeah.
Yeah. And his style is complementary to that type of change. All right. So for me to turn around and say, okay, I think we should do quite well this season, even though we have a new manager coming in, um, that's the only gas in there is that oh, he's a Dutch manager coming in or an unknown manager. If he was a manager with a certain amount of reputation, yeah, maybe you'd say you'd expect more. If it was a Xavi Alonso, because of the change in system, you'd say okay, give it a season, yeah. But because of Edwards and he's hiring someone that they believe whose style is not too dissimilar to what Klopp had, yeah, just certain distinct changes. Then it should be easier to translate that given the squad and the timing. So in terms of even though we scored loads of goals last season, we didn't win as much as we would have wanted to. If we literally fix one issue, we would have won more and scored more. So then the idea that this is without us signing, by the way, yeah, this is just our existing squad, yeah. So we've won more and scored more. So if we take that principle and apply it to this season, add one or two signings to it, I expect us to finish quite high. I'm not worried about Liverpool next season. Yeah. The only thing I'm worried about is how we replace Van Dijk, Salah, and Alisson. That's my biggest concern for Liverpool. What I was talking about with Man United is simply this: when you have like this new regime, yeah, you should be looked exact way you were looking at backroom staff appointments and like profiles of players you're going for. You start to see little things that you're positive about. That's how you should approach the team. You should be looking at the team to one, enjoy the football, two, to look for positives before putting too much expectation on them, yeah, to perform. Because what's going to happen is you'll get enough of the fan base to be screaming Ten Hag out by November, October, and then it puts the whole team, the whole situation under undue pressure.
Yeah,
That's why I was saying,
yeah,
because it's possible.
we'll have to wait and see, man. As I said,
Lens, my question to
yeah,
you
we'll
is
wait and see. But come,
if you go into the season without making any transfers,
Yeah.
would you be worried or would you be okay with it up until the next transfer window?
Okay. It was the
And, and
I
let's say let's say as well, if the rumor about Trent is true that he'd be open to going to Real Madrid,
and he doesn't sign an extension.
yeah, like would you be comfortable with okay, I'm still confident we can go into the season without making the transfers because you do technically have a right back in place that you could use.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We
But
have
then
really good. I could put it this way: we've got because the academy's been so good. I'm
mm,
not as worried. But if I give an example, if Trent, Van Dijk, and Alisson, Salah, none of them sign extensions, none of their futures are sorted. There's no kind of clarity, a year, 2 years, whatever it is.
yeah,
Around it, I'd be far more concerned because that's where my issue lies because that's our spine. Yeah.
yeah,
these are some of our most influential players for the last, 6 years. So then from my perspective, do we have a squad adequate to challenge on in the Premier League and Champions League? Yeah, we do. Do I think that we'll be running it slightly thin in terms of possible injuries and whatnot and experience after losing Matip and Thiago, even though Thiago never really played for us too much?
Yeah,
I think we would be cutting it a bit slim. But I think a lot of our players, even though they're young, have a lot of experience.
yeah,
So that doesn't worry me as much. What I would be concerned about is what my preference is that we at least began signing our Salah replacement, our Van Dijk replacements this summer
mm,
versus in the winter or next year. But then, if I give you an example, if we were to sort out Trent's contract, Salah was to say he's staying for another year, Van Dijk was to say he's only staying for another year, I would say I kind of want us to have identified, or have already begin negotiations for our targets for those particular players this summer. I'm okay with them coming in during the winter, even though I prefer deals done in the summer
yeah, of course.
early, specifically earlier on because you have more chance to train with them.
Yeah,
But if we had like one more season of Van Dijk and we brought his replacement in January and we got to bleed the replacement in towards the end of the season while the team is being successful, I'm cool with that kind of situation because I
yeah,
think the squad is good enough. I don't look at the likes of Curtis Jones starting and start wincing. I don't look at the types of likes of Harvey Elliott and wince. None of them. When it comes to Nunes and the forward line with Diaz and whatnot, I think, like I said before, this season is like a make or break for a lot of them. But I do think that the club has time for them, and I do expect more from them going forward. So
mm,
especially Diaz and Gakpo and Nunes, specifically them. But then if I look at Jota and Salah, that's where I think, okay, we need to start having either looking to bring someone in this summer,
yeah,
or least we're signing someone the first day of the next summer transfer window for a Salah replacement, for example, depending on how long his extension is. But it's not something. I'll tell you why. I can't turn around and say I'm gassed about us getting Edwards, and then say that I don't like every decision he's making.
mm,
I may not agree with it, but then there must be some kind of if I rate him that highly, I
yeah,
must also have the caveat to say is there could be a reasoning for doing it in this way. I just don't see us